What's up, guys? Nandra here. Just gonna show you a quick replay. This is gonna be a what not to do and what not to do as Shadow Part 2. Like, I wasn't gonna record today, but this game was pretty funny, and just thought I would go ahead and record. It doesn't say it in the thing, but this guy was like 8K plus master or something close to that. So thought it would be a pretty good example over the usual like A0 and whatnot opponents that I usually get. Alright, so I kept the hand that I did just because it's Shadow. You don't want to be greedy. I only pitched back one, just, you know, I have like later game options. The list I'm using doesn't run Bahamut, so I have to play this game incredibly carefully. Alright, now this turn was actually a misplay on my part. What I could / should have done is I could have gone Blazing Breath plus Lyrial, just so that way I have something on 3. Just so that way I'm not like leaving anything on board to take any free damage that I shouldn't be taking. The other reason why this play is good is just because it lets me kill off whatever he kills off next turn by in a trade. It maybe slightly discourages him from playing Bone Chimera, although Bone Chimera would still be an okay play. The last part is that without the Bone Chimera, I can deny him from getting Orthros value. Although admittedly, Orthros actually isn't that good versus Dragon, just because if they play Ayla on 3 or something like that, going into your turn 4, then well, you're just in a bad spot. But I do decide to go for the Ayla early to take the damage now, so that way maybe later in the game I can like clear out skeletons with Lyrial. He does have the Bone Chimera. Next turn, he's most likely going to play Orthros, or he could play Catacombs, one of the two. They're both going to be pretty annoying for me. I'd prefer to see Orthros, but... So this turn, I go Dragoon Scyther. I don't know if I should have popped the Skeleton here. I chose not to. But here, he goes YOLO with Erd. This Erd actually screws me over quite a bit, just because he's now guaranteed to have a million Necromancy this game, and I can't actually clear all of his bodies at once. So if he has Reaper, I'm going to be in a very, very bad spot, and I could easily lose this game. So here, I actually go ahead and Fervor into this board just because he has 5 damage on the board. That's not terrifying yet because he's going into his turn 5, and not like say his turn 6 or his turn 7, just because the Ektar in later stages of the game prevents you from drawing at all, just because, you know, if it comes down, well, you're going to take a ton of damage, and that's going to put you in a bad spot. So I choose to go ahead and draw here, just because I've basically nullified the Erd's attack by doing this. He can evolve Bone Chimera, and that'll be good for him. But I did draw a Wrath Drake, so that puts me in a pretty good spot next turn, because next turn I can just go Wrath Drake and blow up the entire board. Well, blow up the entire board except for the skeletons, and that'll still be fine. I can also go Breath of the Salamander. The Breath of the Salamander is also really good, because what I can do with that is I can pop the Chimera with a Blazing Breath first, and then go Breath of the Salamander to cleanly just like sweep up everything. However, it's worth noting that play won't work if he has. Sorry, that play will have to be alternated if he does choose to use his Evo on his Chimera, because in that case I'll have to go Lyrial Evo. Or sorry, not Lyrial Evo. I'll have to go. Yeah. I'll have to go Breath of Salamander on the Chimera, then go Lyrial Evo to finish off the Erd, and then clear off a token. Alright, so he does have the Catacombs here. This puts me in an even worse spot now. Because now I still have to go for the play that I just mentioned, but if he has Reaper this time, that'll be bad for me. Because he can get his Reaper above the 3 HP threshold. And I don't want to like over commit with my removal, so I'm just on the train that, okay, well, he doesn't have it. Something I could have done this turn, even though it seems a little bit silly, is I could have gone Lyriel, Evo, ping a skeleton, trade into Erd, just so that way if he does have Reaper, then the Reaper can only buff itself once without an Evo, and that makes it significantly easy for me to clear it at a later date. However, he is also board blocked right now, and I should have just left him board blocked, but I wasn't really thinking about it, which was a mistake. Because if I had left him board blocked, then I would have just been taking 5 damage. Sorry, I would have been taking 7 damage this turn with his last Evo, but I could have gone ahead and full cleared the board. So here, this is the important part of the game. This is the part where he messes up. He 100% should have just, you know, traded all of his dudes into Lyriel, so that way his Reaper would have been a 6/6 in stealth. That would have been important because there was no way that I can clear that, and this is going into his turn 7 with Ektar. And as I said before I started this video, I don't run Bahamut in this particular list that I was trying out. So if he had done that, that would have been a 1 game for him. However, he gets greedy, decides he wants to damage, figures that I don't have an answer anyway, because I'm in my turn 9. So he goes Zombie Party, and he goes face. And then here I just get to play Rafdrake. The other part of why that was a mistake was because it's not like Rafdrake. It's just like magically like uncommon tech. It's a pretty common tech these days, specifically for like mid shadow. So he 100% should have just played around that, but he chose not to, and he's getting punished for it. Alright, so he has the Attendant. I actually expected him to have Ektar, and that would have been an issue for me because it would have meant that I would have had to, well, it would have been Ektar for 4, and I would have just been in a completely just awful spot. Because what I would have had to do is I would have had to go Breath of the Salamander plus Blazing Breath to clear up everything. However, if he has a second Ektar, then I'm still in trouble. However, he does not have this. He has a Tenant of Night. And what I'm expecting him to do this turn is I'm expecting him to actually want to go Erd on his Attendant of Night, just because it makes a much stickier board. It makes it less likely that I'm going to be able to clear everything in one go. And it would set up perfectly for Ektar lethal next turn. But instead, he goes Lyriel plus Soul Squasher. And this puts me in the driver's seat, because now I can go trade into Attendant and then pop it with any one of my AoEs. I choose to use Breath of the Salamander here just because he hasn't played a Death's Breath yet, and Salamander can't clear Death's Breath. However, Grimnir can, so I do leave myself open up to a little bit of damage by doing this. However, I also put myself in a position to not get like jammed up at a later date. So here I just go and slam down Zeus. The Zeus is important because it's a very, very big ward. They don't have a way to clear that outside of stuff like Necro Assassin or Lurching Corpse, and he hasn't played a Lurching Corpse yet, but he could have it. And most mid-range lists don't run Necro Assassin anymore. So here he just tries to draw. He doesn't get anything. And now he's just under desperation. Again, this could have been one for him like 2 or 3 turns ago if he hadn't opened himself up massively to AoE by getting greedy and going for face damage. So here I just go and toss down the second Zeus. I evo it and I just attack for game. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it and you want more content. And if you didn't enjoy it, go ahead and tell me why in the comments. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.